warm welcome to Power News, your window to the power sector. I'm Juhi Rajput. Let's begin with the top stories. Coal India to outsource part of production to private miners. Electricity to be dearer by 30% in Kerala homes. PowerGrid Corporation of India posts 23% rise in net at Rs 870 crore. BHEL commissions solar power plant in Karnataka. Nalco's Indonesia project trips on coal supply. Bhutan project to be ready next year, says Tata Power. Tata Power commissions second unit at Mithon. Jharkhand clears Rs 1,454 crore for PGCL. And Maharashtra seeks coal gas to avoid generation loss. Well, those were the top stories of the week. Let's move to our next section, quick updates, to know the latest developments in the power sector. Coal India Limited may amend the controversial fuel supply agreements with the power sector by accepting to pay a 5% penalty if supplies fall below the guaranteed 80% level. The new pact will be applicable to the facilities commissioned after March 2009. The amendments sought by the power producers may be placed for approval of the CIL board on July 31st. In the first year, any shortfall in supplies below the trigger and above 65% will attract 5% penalty. The subsequent years will witness rise in incidence penalty. CIL previously expressed its inability to supply domestic coal beyond 65% of the proposed FSA quantities, even if it achieves the targeted 7.5% production growth in 2012-13. The Ministry of Environment and Forest has turned down a Coal Ministry proposal to fast-track and extend environmental clearance to Coal India's 13 projects. Green nod to these projects would have facilitated mining of 25% additional coal. MOEF has said that it will not fast-track and follow the regular procedure to offer extension of these blocks. Coal Ministry claimed that if 25% additional environmental clearance capacity is approved, these projects are planned to produce 145.91 million tonnes in 2016-17. With electricity demand in the city touching new highs, Delhi Electricity Regulatory Commission is looking to power guzzling industries and commercial sectors for capping consumption. The regulator has introduced time-of-the-day metering for non-domestic consumers with a connected load of over 300 kilowatt in the new tariff order, with the aim to reduce peak hour demand. TOD concept allows for higher tariff during predefined peak hours and lower during remaining hours as an incentive. On a trial basis, the concept has been introduced for consumers with a load of over 300 kilowatt. Malls, hospitals, shopping complexes, industries and commercial complexes will all be covered under the scheme. PowerGrid Corporation has a 42,000 crore plan for setting up an exclusive countrywide green corridor for renewable energy transmission. The investment is for transmission of 40 gigawatt of renewable energy capacity by 2030 and would be done over a period of 5 years. About Rs 20,000 crore would be spent for intrastate strengthening and Rs 22,000 crore for interstate transmission system for grid integration. This would also include other works such as energy storage, real-time monitoring system and setting up of renewable energy management center. The Forum of Regulators, which comprises India's centre and state electricity regulators, has concluded that the impact of mandatory purchase of renewable power by distribution companies would not have any significant impact on retail power rates. The incremental impact of power purchase cost as a result of the increasing level of the renewable purchase obligation is not significant, the study has concluded. Under the RPO norms, distribution companies have to mandatorily supply green power as a certain portion of their overall supply to consumers. The government uses RPO to promote the use of green energy and cut the country's carbon footprint. Rooftop solar power plants are set to take off in a big way in India. Solar plants on rooftops of commercial buildings can even now produce power at cost almost equal to distribution company rates. It is feasible to sell rooftop solar electricity at around Rs 7 per unit. The biggest advantage in this is that electricity prices are fixed for 30 years. In contrast, even if grid power is a trifle cheaper today, it is bound to go up. Expert feels that residential rooftops will reach grid parity within 2 years.